Welcome to today's short core flow. We are going to start in a seated position, finding a comfortable seat, resting the arms on top of the knees, palms facing up. Let's take a breath in and roll the shoulders up towards the ears. And as you exhale, squeeze them together down the back. Think about growing tall through the crown of the head, letting those shoulder blades relax, tucking the core in. We're just going to take 3 deep breaths here to start. Deep breath in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. One more of those. Deep breath in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. Now we close over the mouth and let's breathe in and out through the nose. On the inhale, let's blink open the eyes, reach the arms up and overhead. And we'll start with a little twist, twisting to the right. So taking that left hand onto the right knee, right hand behind the small of your back. As you breathe in, find that length through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, let's twist, looking over that back right shoulder. One more breath here, breathing in to lengthen. And breathing out to twist that little bit deeper. Lovely. Let's come back through center as you inhale, reach both arms up. Twisting to the left as you exhale. 2 breaths here. Inhale, find that length. Starting to open into the core, the oblique muscles. Inhaling to find length. And exhaling to twist. Lovely. Let's come all the way back up. Arms overhead as you breathe in. Hands onto the knees as you exhale. A seated cat and cow. Inhale. Let's roll the shoulders back and down. Look up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, chin to the chest. Rounding that spine. Space between the shoulders. One more time. Breathing in. And breathing out. We'll take that movement and continue it, rolling forwards into our tabletop, starting with a regular cat and cow. As you breathe in, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, drop the belly and pull the ears away from the shoulders. As you exhale, press through the heels of the hands, chin to the chest, round that spine. Let's do that twice more, breathing in to the cow and breathing out as you round to the cat. Again, starting to make a little bit of space in the core, the obliques, switching on those abdominals. Okay, let's fire them up even more. Let's tuck the toes on the inhale and lift those knees off the mat as you exhale. 2 breaths here. Really press through those hands, dome through the shoulders, and make sure the shoulders are over the wrists. Let's take 1 more breath here. Okay, pressing through the hands. Let's lift to our first downwards facing dog. Taking your time to just ease in here. Bending one knee, bending the other. Maybe taking a little rock with your head from side to side. Make sure there's no tension in the neck. And let's stay with that slow, steady breathing. In through the nose. And out through the nose. Okay, we're going to start this flow by breathing in and lifting the right leg up high behind you. 3-leg dog. As you exhale, come forwards, tap the knee towards the nose, dome those shoulders with control, breathing in, lift it back up. 3-leg dog, and exhale, knee to the nose. This time step that foot near the front of the mat. So we're going to use the in-breath to reach up for a high lunge. As you exhale, hands to heart center, breathing and roll those shoulders back and down. As you exhale, find your Parivrtta Parsvakonasana twisted lunge. Hooking that left elbow outside the right knee, looking over the back shoulder. You've got 2 more breaths here. Keep engaging that back leg, pulling up through the kneecap. Palms into the heart center to find that deeper twist through the torso. You've got 1 final breath here. Use the inhale to reach back up through your high crescent lunge. As you exhale, bring those hands to the heart center. We're going to shift the upper body weight forwards into that right foot. And then with control, warrior 3. Lift the back left leg. Engage those core muscles. Engage the back leg. You've got 1 more breath here. 3. Let's bend the standing leg. And with control, bring that left knee all the way into the belly. Let's start to draw circles with that left knee. Nice and wide. Easing into the hip for 3. Take those circles nice and wide for 2. Focus on that balance. Find a standing point. Something that's not moving to focus your eye line for 3. And then we're going to grab that knee, hug it in towards the chest for a standing forward bend. You can either stay here, or if you want to take full Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, then you can start to kick that left leg away, grabbing hold of the big toe. Dropping that left hip down. Okay, little bit of core work from here. Keep that leg lifted as high as you can. Bring the left hand onto the hip. Let's hold for 3. Engage that core. Keep the leg lifted. Try not to lean too far back. 2. Final breath here for 1. And then let's swing that left leg all the way back to warrior 3. Breathing in. Exhale, hands to the mat, standing split. So as you inhale, rise up halfway lift. Exhale, bend and tap the left knee behind the right leg, folding forwards 2 more times, breathing into left. Exhale, bend and tap. 1 more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, let's step that left leg all the way back, hands to the mat, inhale. Exhale, step it back to a high plank. 3 breaths here. Everything is on in your high plank. Shoulders over the wrists. Drop that bum down. Squeeze the inner thighs and pull the heel toward the back of the mat. You've got 2 more breaths. Dome through those shoulders. Looking to the top of the mat. Last one. Okay, with control, bend the elbows. Let's lower through your Chaturanga Dandasana halfway. As you inhale, lift to your upwards facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. As you exhale, roll over the toes. Let's take it back to that Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downwards facing dog for 3. Coming back to that breath for 2. Last breath here for 1. And we'll take that flow onto the other side. As you breathe in, lift the left leg high. Exhale, come forward, tap the knee towards the nose, dome those shoulders. 1 more, breathing in, 3-leg dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, then step onto that left foot near the front of the mat. Let's rise up through our high lunge as you breathe in. Exhale, bring the hands to your heart center. Breathing in, roll those shoulders back and down. Find that lift so that you can twist as you breathe out. This time the right elbow hooking outside the left knee for our Parivrita Pajvakonasana. Let's look over that back shoulder. Keep pressing that prayer position of your hands into the heart center to find that twist. You've got 1 more breath here. Engage that core. Let's inhale, lift back up through high lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time shifting the upper body weight forwards into that left leg. Let's take it into our Virabhadrasana C, warrior 3. Engaging the back leg, tucking that tummy button in. You've got 2 more breaths. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Don't worry if you're wobbling. I know I definitely am. Last one. Let's bend that standing leg and slowly bring the right leg into your belly. Circling that right leg out to the side 3 times. This is all about that focus, that stability. So focus on something that's not moving. Find that dristi, that thing that brought you to the mat this morning, or whatever time of the day you are practicing. Let's take 1 more. Lovely. Okay, let's hug the knee into the chest for our Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Standing forward bend. You can stay here with the knee, or maybe take the right fingers, hooking the big toe, and straightening that right leg out in front of you for 2 more breaths. Flex the toes, pull that right shoulder back in line, and drop the hip down. You got 1 more. Okay, core stability. Let's keep that right leg lifted, hand onto the hip for 3. Try not to lean back, lift up from the crown of the head for 2. Last breath here, holding just for 1. Keep lifting that leg high. Let's swing it all the way back. Virabhadrasana 3, warrior 3. Breathing in. And as you exhale, drop the hands to the mat, standing split. Keep that right leg lifted. We're going to inhale, look forwards, half lift. Exhale, bend, tap the right leg behind the left. 2 more, breathing into left. Breathing out, curling into that little ball, folding forwards. 1 more, inhale to left. Exhale to tap. Lovely. Inhale, step the right leg all the way back, hands to the ground. Exhale, move back through your high plank. This time, forearm plank. Drop onto those forearms. Breathing for 3. Squeeze the glutes. Engage that space between the shoulders and pull the heels to the back of the mat for 2. Last breath here for 1. Okay, let's separate those hands flat onto the mat. Press into the forearms and lift the hips to your dolphin pose. Just like a downwards facing dog, but we are on top of our forearms rather than the hands. You've got 3 breaths. You can walk the feet in slightly to take that weight further forwards into the forearms. And just let the head relax. Make sure that neck is not holding on to too much tension. Last breath here. Looking forward, squeeze those hands into the mat. We're going to press all the way up to our downwards facing dog. Let's take a twist. Shorten the stance, walk the feet in slightly. Right hand outside the left ankle. Think about really pressing into that left hand, looking underneath the left armpit. Finding that twist through the abdominals. One more breath. And release down to the mat. Other side, left hand outside the right ankle. Pressing into the right hand, this time looking under the right shoulder. You've got one more breath here. Lovely. Okay, let's come back to down dog. Up onto the tiptoes, bend the knees and sit back onto the heels, child's pose. Let's walk the hands in, come to seat. Shift the hips to one side, coming to sit onto the ground, ready for 3 rounds of Navasana, shifting onto that little flat bit at the base of the spine. Pick up the legs. Option 1, stay here. Slightly stronger. Option 2, the arms are out long. If you feel comfortable and steady here, you can lift those legs up straight. The drishti, the focus here is past the big toes. Let's roll the shoulders back, lifting the chest for 2, for 1. Okay, drop the feet to the mats, forehead on top of the knees. Let's take a second round. Lifting up as you inhale. We are there for the exhale. For 3. Lifting through that core for 2. Squeeze those shoulders back. Last breath for 1. We're going straight into the third round. Let's open out into our Ardha Navasana, half boat pose. Lowering down just as low as you feel is okay. Scoop those shoulders off the mat. Engage the legs. You've got 2 more breaths. Last one. And release. Drop it all the way down to the mat. Take a deep breath in and a big sigh out. Relax the shoulders. As you inhale, let's reach both arms up and overhead. Find a full body stretch. Stretch out that core and then hug the knees in towards the chest. Little rock from side to side. We're going to finish with a supine twist. Crossing the right leg on top of the left. Taking the arms out 90 degrees. Palms are facing up. And let's just let those legs cross over the body to the left. As you breathe in, taking that breath all the way down to the belly. Nice and deep inhale. And as you exhale, the gaze comes over the right fingertips. Got 3 breaths here. Beginning to slow down your breathing. Using each exhale as a chance and opportunity to just let the body relax and sink deeper into this twist. Got your last breath here. Okay, let's slowly bring those knees back through center. Little rock from side to side before we take the other way. Left leg on top of the right. This time legs are falling over the body to the right. Taking that deep breath into the belly. As you breathe out, gaze comes over the left hand. 3 breaths. Gently teasing open through the spine, the lower back. And again, twisting that core. Finding that release. Last breath here. And let's slowly come back through center. Hug the knees into the chest one more time. Let's take a happy baby. Relax those knees towards the armpits and take a little rock from side to side. Last little back bend through the core. Release those feet. Drop them down to the mat. Nice and close in towards the hips. Press that lower back into the ground. We're coming to a bridge. Let's keep squeezing through the feet. Engage those quadriceps and lift the lower back off the mats. Nice and slowly, let's keep lifting the middle of your back off the mats. And then press higher, lifting all the way onto the shoulders, walking those shoulder blades in and coming to clasp the hands underneath the body. Keep pressing those hips up high. Closing over the eyes. For 2. And last breath here for 1. I want you to release this as slowly as possible. So letting go of the hands, walking the shoulder blades out. So upper back, then middle back. Finally, your lower back comes in contact with the ground. Let's take those legs out long into our final relaxation position. Make sure the hands are palms facing up. Shoulders are relaxed. I'm going to take a deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Aim of that last releasing breath is just to release any last bits of strength, of tension, of anything the body's holding on to. So feel free to do that again if you feel like you need to. Giving ourselves, as always, a little moment at the end of our flow just to let that all sink in. Softening the jaw, the forehead, the shoulders. Just a couple more breaths here. And then we'll slowly start to bring the awareness back into the physical body, little movements, maybe the fingers or the toes. Inhaling to lift the arms up and overhead. Find that full body stretch one more time, and then hug the knees in towards the chest. Take your time, come up to a seat only when you feel ready. And we'll finish with 2 closing breaths together as you breathe in. Let's reach those arms up and overhead. Exhale to bring all that calm energy to the heart center. Last one together, thumbs towards the third eye as you breathe in. And we'll close practice, as always, by bowing to the earth together. Huge thank you for joining me on this short core flow. Plenty more to be released, so keep an eye on this channel soon for more core flows. Let me know if you give it a go. Let me know in the comments how you found it. And thank you again.